What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. And as a gun YouTuber, naturally, one of the questions I get asked all the time is this gun a great EDC gun? Is that gun? What do you think about this gun? What do you think about that gun? Although I get to shoot a lot of guns and do a lot of gun content and stuff like that, I have a list of non-negotiables when it comes to what my EDC gun is going to be. And that's what I want to share with you guys today. I think everybody should have a list of non-negotiables when it comes to an EDC gun, because if you don't, you'll always be on the lookout for that next best thing. If a gun company comes out with a gun, you'll always be like, well, you always be looking to replace your current EDC. And I don't think that is the way that it should be done. So my non-negotiables, I have 6 non-negotiables when it comes to EDC guns. And starting with number 1, which is obviously reliability. So reliability is number 1. It has to be reliable. It has to be reliable with all the ammos that I want to use with them. It has to be reliable suppressed, because I want to have the option to shoot it suppressed. And so I have to run it through its paces and make sure it's reliable that way. And I would like for it to be reliable whether it's comped or ported as well. So not all guns can do that, but that is a non-negotiable for me. At number 2 is it has to be modular. Like if a gun doesn't have a FCU or MBK, as Zev would call them, which is their modular build kit, if a gun doesn't have that, I'm not gonna care. It's not gonna be my EDC, because once you go the modular route, and we're clear here, I'm gonna use my Zev as an example, is I am able to use different colors, different sizes, custom stuff, metal guns. This is aluminum. This is Icarus frame, which is exquisite. But I can do that within a matter of seconds, and it's still the same gun. It's still the same gun that I put thousands of rounds through, that I'm training with it constantly. And all I'm doing is a quick little change, and I can go up in size, down in size. Because let's be real, there are days where I don't want to carry a 19x or 45 grip length gun. Like there's some days I just don't, like there's some days I don't even want to carry my gun at all. Let's be 100% real, where I just feel like, man, do I really need to carry a gun or whatever? And those days I usually just put the 19 size grip on there, tucks real well, it's easier to carry, and I have that option without having to whip out another gun. I'm same gun that I'm familiar with. Not only that, I'm able to be just switching the lights, switching the grips. I can go, basically it's a Build-A-Bear. I can, that feeling of having to buy a new gun, that addiction, I think is kept at bay by having a EDC that is modular. I can create multiple different combinations with the same gun and not lose the love that I have for the gun. So like I can take the comp off, go back to the the gold barrel, and I could just create different styles at a drop of a hat. And my love for the gun never goes away. And that little that little tick that makes you feel like you need to go buy another gun for a new look, or maybe something's getting too old, it never happens here. I can just go from holster, light, I can do thousands and thousands of combinations, especially with the Glock platform. So that's, I can't go back to a gun that it's not modular. It doesn't have a FCU or MBK system. It has to be versatile. It's a must for me. At number 3, how it shoots. Now, I'm not asking for a gun to be like super flat or anything like that. It just has to be accurate, comfortable to shoot, and just not snapping all over the place. And it has to be a gun that I enjoy shooting it. Like if I'm shooting it and it's not an enjoyable experience for me, it's non-negotiable. It's just, I can't do it. At number 4, really close to number 3, is comfort. And I mean comfort while shooting, I mean comfort while carrying. Some guns are just not comfortable carrying. They're not comfortable when you hold them in your hands. Like this feels like, I mean, if you have a Icarus grip, I mean, you know what I mean. It feels amazing. And even if I'm doing the other grips, it feels great in my hands. It's comfortable. It does exactly what I want it to do. I like holding the gun. I like shooting the gun. Comfortable something is super downplayed, especially when it comes to this, because people say that this is a tool and yada yada yada. But to create consistency, create good habits, we have to be comfortable. We're human beings. You know, something being comfortable and easy to do and likable, and we like doing it. It goes a long way. So if it's not comfortable, why would I even bother trying to make it my EDC, something that I'm trying to carry every day? Because some days you're not going to want to carry this thing, I'm telling you. So it has to be comfortable. At number 5, it has to have a vast aftermarket support. And that's super important for me. There's guns out there that are awesome, but they don't have the aftermarket support that I would like for them to have, which is why I just couldn't carry them every day. For example, there's some days I want to carry my P01 and it's a great gun, but it just doesn't have the aftermarket support that the Glock platform or SIG platform has, and it's just not it's just not the platform that I want to carry every day while I'm trying to do all the things that I'm trying to do. So, and within the aftermarket support, it's not just, you know, being able to buy parts. It's companies innovating, building new things. Like, for example, the versatility thing, I can throw this in a recovery tactical chassis, throw it in my backpack, and it's a force multiplier. It's an option. I don't think there are any companies making braces for the P01, so it's just not something that is possible, at least right now. So it's, the aftermarket support is important to me. I like the holster thing. I have holsters for different reasons. Like, this is my daily holster when I'm carrying my rig. This is a tier 1 holster, and I have figured out that I like to carry this rig in a certain way, and there are companies out there that make it so that this is a comfortable thing and it works exactly the way I want it to work. There are guns that I love that tier 1 doesn't make holsters for. I mean, they make holsters for pretty much everything, but there are guns that I love that are in my safe that they just don't make a holster for, and if they do, I can't really rig it the way that I want to rig it. So, and by the way, people ask me all the time what this is. This is just a pad, a wedge pad I got a long time ago. It's supposed to add a little bit of thickness as a wedge and just provide comfort. What I did though was Vetter actually sent me this, and basically how it works is it comes with these pads and you cut it to the length that you need, and I'll talk about this in a second. And I had this extra piece, so I just stuck it to the back here and created a wedge, and this actually is perfect. It tucks the rig perfectly, and I'm able to carry my 45 style grips, and it just tucks really close to my body, so it just makes it super comfortable. And yeah, this is my go-to setup right here. And if I'm not carrying my rig, I have the ability to have all these other holsters. Like, I can unstick this thing, unsticks, and I can stick it on the back of here, and it tucks the same if I wanted to use my 7A instead of my X300, because sometimes I don't want to carry the X300. Some days I wake up and the tip of the X300 bothers me, so like I'll switch it out, throw the 7A on there, I'll unstick this, stick it here, tucks this, same way. This is a T-Rex with the tier 1 claw, and this is just the way I like running it. So, but yeah, I just want to have the option to have the vast aftermarket support. So if I want to customize something, or if I want to increase the comfort of whatever, or if I want to just improve the performance of my EDC, even if it's not quantifiable, I want to have the option to be able to do that. So also, I want a platform that I can just go into gun stores and be able to get parts for and not have to all the time have it shipped. That's another super important thing for me when it comes to aftermarket support. And then lastly, number 6, how it looks. And I know to some people that doesn't matter, but how something looks matters to me. If I don't like how something looks, I'm not going to want to look at it, and I'm not going to want to use it. I want to go with something else. If I'm going to go shooting, if I'm going to carry something, I want to carry something that looks good. Then when I look at it, I'm like, damn, this shit looks good. And it's important to me. So those are my 6 non-negotiables. Now, you can create your own non-negotiables. The point of the non-negotiables is that you have a baseline of what you need in order to be efficient, in order to be accountable, in order to do what you need to do with longevity, create good habits. A lot of people buy guns that they bought them because it felt good in the hand. So number 4, it's comfortable, but then they skipped out on number 1, which is reliability, or they skipped out, maybe modular is not in their non-negotiables, and then a year later you realize that maybe I want something a little bit more modular. Or they skip out on number 6, how something looks. It felt good in the hands, it looked like shit, and then 3 months later you're like, I don't really like the look of this thing, and now you're looking for another gun. So it's kind of one of those things that you kind of want to think about it and know yourself and have non-negotiables and actually make them non-negotiables. So that's basically my baseline. I may add some other things in the future, who knows, we're human beings, but for the most part these days, that's it. And why that's important to me is because when a new gun comes out, it's going to be very hard for a company to come out with a new gun that's going to make me want to switch, because all my non-negotiables are met and I'm very happy with them. So if a gun company comes out with something, oh, it's modular, it's like, okay, I already have that. If they come out with, it's already comped from the factory, well, that's great, but I have a gun that I can comp when I want, and if I don't want to comp, I can go back to stock configuration. I have the option and versatility to do both. So it's gonna be very hard for me to switch and have that itch to want to switch guns or switch platforms all the time. So like, it's fun for me to train. I look forward to training with my gun. I look forward to carrying my gun every day. And if one day I wake up and I don't feel like I have that giddy feeling I get when I put my gun in my holster and in my pants, I just switch it up, and then I get that feeling all over again. So, but that's only there because that's just my non-negotiable. You may buy another gun that may not be able to give that to you. So everybody's different. Feel free to share what your non-negotiables are in the comment section. I'm very interested to see what yours are, and I just wanted to share that. Hopefully that helps someone out there. And yeah, appreciate you guys always. As always, appreciate the support. Thank you for watching. Have a great one. Be positive, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Deuces.